Live from the Laurel Packing House in Kelowna, British Columbia, this is the 48th Annual Kelowna Civic Awards, celebrating community resilience and commitment. Presented by Shaw Spotlight, with host Phil Johnson.
I have not had a glass of wine tonight, so I'm not certain when that confession took place, but good evening, everyone. First, I would like to acknowledge that our community is located on the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Syilx Okanagan people. I would also like to thank everyone for joining us here this evening, and it is my honor on behalf of myself and my council colleagues to welcome you to the 48th Annual Civic and Community Awards celebration. Tonight, I am joined by Councillor Maxine DeHart and Councillor Luke Stack. And I would also like to acknowledge Councillor Cannon, Councillor Hodge, Councillor Singh, Councillor Lovegrove, Councillor Weber, and Councillor Woolridge, who this evening are attending a regional district meeting or for certain would be with us this evening, but they are unable to join us. The Civic Awards have been an important way to recognize excellence in our community for the last 48 years. We are here tonight to recognize and celebrate the efforts and accomplishments and shine a light on the deserving volunteers, artists, athletes, individuals, and businesses for their outstanding contributions to our community. In being nominated for these awards, each individual, organization, or team that receives a nomination has a profound impact on our community and on the lives of those around them. Your contribution, although at times may feel it is not extraordinary, truly illustrates that it is extraordinary, and your ability to excel in your particular field helps to build and shape our community and make our city stronger. Whether it's mastering your craft, as we see with the arts, the effort it takes in perfecting your skills as an athlete, or dedicating your time and energy to a cause, it is incredibly inspiring to be here with all of you tonight to celebrate your accomplishments. It is in these stories of success that make people want to be part of what makes Kelowna, our hometown, special. I know we have all been patiently waiting in anticipation for the outcome of this evening's awards celebration. So in closing, on behalf of myself and council, I would like to congratulate everyone who was nominated, all of the finalists who are here, and the recipients who are here this evening also to help us celebrate the 2022 Civic and Community Awards. And I also know that we are in very good hands this evening, so I will now hand it back over to Mr. Phil Johnson to take us through the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As I say, I find myself very remiss. I don't know what I was doing when this evening was happening, that I waited till the results came out the next morning so that I could read them on the radio. So the reality is that the awards that we're going to see here tonight and the people that we're going to meet here tonight, as I had suggested at the walk-in a moment or two ago, have made this city a better place to live, no matter what they've been awarded for. I have a little housekeeping that I have to do, and so listen closely if you're one of those who is nominated that possibly might be receiving an award. I'd like to thank everybody who took time to nominate an individual or an organization, a team, because without your nomination, none of this would be happening. So it is a pleasure to honor those deserving people, the groups in our community. Through the evening, each finalist is going to be profiled right here on the big screen. As their names come up, there's going to be a video presentation so that you're going to have a much greater understanding of what it is they do, what they've done. You get a bit of a snapshot into their life. If you are one of the award recipients tonight, you will be invited to come onto the stage via this staircase, to receive your award and have your picture taken. We will also give you a beautiful framed lithograph picture of Kelowna. Helen and Harry Brust from Mark of Distinction. Are you here? Sing out. Right here. Where? Well, anyway, thank you for doing this, because these awards, thank you. From the Mark of Distinction, all finalists will be receiving a special lithographed gift available for you to pick up on your way out this evening as well. Please take your bio from the easels. Greg, where are the the bio easels? Oh, okay, back there. All right, thank you. And so, with that, let's get this evening underway. The awards are going to be proudly displayed at the Parkinson Rec Center for everybody to see following this evening. So let's get set and let's go. The first two awards recognize excellence in the arts. They were created by the Arts Council of the Central Okanagan. The sponsor for the Teen Honor in the Arts Award for UBC Okanagan, the recipient of this award will receive a $500 entrance scholarship to attend the Faculty of Creative and Critical Studies. The presenter who will join us is Bruce Traister, Dean, Faculty of Creative and Critical Student Studies at UBCO. Come on up, Bryce, if you'd like to come up and join us here. The Teen Honor in the awards, in the Arts Awards, is presented to the youth who has made an outstanding contribution in Kelowna through cultural and artistic efforts. We have 3 phenomenal, outstanding finalists for the Teen Honor in the Arts Award. Let's have a look.
The Teen Honor in the Arts Award goes to a young Kelowna artist who excelled in 2022. This year's award winner will receive a $500 entrance scholarship to UBCO. This year's finalists are Cassius Grenier. Cassius Grenier is an exceptionally talented singer, actor, dancer, musician, leader, and mentor with an innate talent for musicality and rhythm. Cassius was one of 14 vocalists selected for Vocal Jazz Ensemble, has performed with world-renowned musicians, starred in a lead role in a production of Mamma Mia, has helped choreograph multiple dance scenes, and has even led impromptu sessional practices with his castmates. Rieger Marks. Rieger Marks has been involved in theater productions with more than 4 different companies in Kelowna, both starring in lead roles and volunteering off stage. Rieger does it all, from singing, directing, designing sets, and even mentoring and tutoring younger students. This year, Rieger will be a student leader on a school trip to New York City, where he will have the opportunity to hone his skills while working with Broadway's best. Nevaeh Dyson. Nevaeh Dyson is a young professional musician, well known at local live music venues. In 2022, Nevaeh was listed as one of Kelowna's busiest musicians, performing at over 16 venues, and was also the winner of the 2022 Ribfest Talent Search. Not just a musician, Nevaeh is also heavily involved in the theater scene, holding roles in Okanagan Mission Secondary's musicals and co-chairing the 2022 OKM Grad Variety Show. In addition to her artistic talents, Nevaeh gives back to her community through fundraising multiple initiatives.
Ladies and gentlemen, those are the nominees. How do you pick? How do you make a decision like that? Brilliantly talented people, but someone is going to take away the Teen Honor in the Arts. Would you please put your hands together loudly and applauding for Rieger Marks. Ladies and gentlemen, Rigor Marks, Teen Honor in the Arts. Okay, and thank you to Rieger. Thank you to Bryce. I missed that. I missed it. Now to help present, I tell you what, if this is the quality of the applause that's going to come to our individual finalist winners, I love you as a crowd of people. You are so warm, and these people are going to feel so good. You're just fabulous to work with. Okay, to present Honor in the Arts category, Kirsten McCulloch. She is the Arts Co-Executive Director, and here she is. Please come up. Thank you. The Honor in the Arts is in recognition of an individual who has made an outstanding contribution to Kelowna's cultural and artistic development. And here are the finalists.
The 48th Annual Honor in the Arts finalists are those who made outstanding contributions in 2022 and beyond through cultural and artistic efforts. Here's a look at this year's finalists. Linda Digby. Linda Digby has always been on the leading edge of change for our heritage community. From leading the Kelowna Museum Society out of the pandemic to collaborating with local First Nations elders during the overhaul of the Okanagan Heritage Museum's permanent gallery space, Linda's contributions are invaluable. In 2022, Linda worked alongside Westbank First Nations Shenshuip's Heritage Museum staff to upgrade the Silix Okanagan exhibits, and is in the process of implementing recommendations based on the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's calls to action. Neil Cadger. As the artistic director for the Inner Fish Society and the Living Things Festival, Neil Cadger has been a pillar of the Kelowna arts community for over a decade. Neil is well known for teaching at UBCO and has focused on promoting the local art scene by enabling a strong and growing connection between staff, students, and Kelowna's cultural district. Neil has had a busy year, volunteering and performing in the SE Change Festival, collaborating with the French Cultural Centre, helping to organize the inaugural Trail Art Festival, and sitting on the board for the Rotary Centre for the Arts. Erica Mujelski. Erica Mujelski is the CEO and visionary behind Aesthetics Lab, an affordable and inclusive creative clubhouse for youth to spend their time productively while creating fashion, art, music, and making new friends. Aesthetics Lab offers equipment for all art mediums, including embroidery and serger machines, a full music recording studio, traditional art supplies, and a camera for photographers. To ensure that Aesthetics Lab remains accessible to all, Erica offers membership in exchange for volunteer hours, and members are encouraged to sell their creations in the Aesthetics Boutique.
I gotta say, if you come here, you learn a hell of a lot about the town you're living in. I had no idea. However, ladies and gentlemen, this year's Honor in the Arts Award goes to Neil Cadger. There he is. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Neil Cadger. The Augie Shankoni Memorial Award recognizes the top female and male high school athletes in the Central Okanagan. It is coordinated through the Okanagan Central Schools Athletic Association. And I'd like Paul Thiessen to come up. He's the president of the Okanagan Central Schools Athletic Association. He's coming to the stage to make the presentations. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing this year's female Augie Shankoni finalists. Please go to the videotape.
Each year, the Augie Shankoni Memorial Award is awarded to the most outstanding female high school athlete in the Central Okanagan, as chosen by the Okanagan Central Schools Athletic Association. Here's a look at this year's finalists. Avery Keating. Whether on the volleyball court or the soccer field, Avery Keating is a dedicated athlete and a natural leader. Avery was the captain of the senior girls AAA volleyball team at George Eliot Secondary School, where she fostered an inclusive and encouraging atmosphere for her teammates. Her leadership skills have also helped her coach for local camps and clubs. When not playing sports, Avery has maintained a strong academic work ethic, is a member of the GESS Grad Council, and has volunteered with the Emily Dahl Foundation. Brooklyn Woodis. Brooklyn Woodis is a shining example of, if you can dream it, you can do it. Brooklyn excels in all sports, especially field hockey and lacrosse. In 2022, Brooklyn captained the Kelowna Secondary School field hockey team to 5th place at the BC AAA Field Hockey Championships, and was ranked top 14 among U18 field hockey players in Canada. Not just an athlete, Brooklyn volunteers her time at local sporting championships. This fall, Brooklyn will be attending Converse University in South Carolina on a field hockey and academic scholarship. Maria Josipovic. Maria Josipovic is an amazing young athlete and leader. Maria captained the Mount Boucherie Secondary School's volleyball and basketball teams, while maintaining a 4.0 GPA and working part-time. Maria is also a wonderful role model, volunteering her time with both local sporting and arts events. Outside of school, Maria plays for the UBCO Junior Heat U18 volleyball team and was named Best Middle Blocker at the Douglas College Tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, this takes two very strong men to move it. Two small men with no hearts, with big hearts. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, the recipient of the Augie Shankoni Memorial Award for the most outstanding female high school athlete is, ready? Brooklyn Woodis. Unfortunately, Brooklyn is out and doing what she does best. She is out and on the road in the under-18 Canadian field hockey team, and guess where? In France. Is she getting a phone call? Tomorrow. Anyway, congratulations to Brooklyn Woodis, her parents, her sisters? Teammates. Okay, thank you. That works just as well. So can I say this? Why aren't you in France?
Not good enough. I get it.
All right, sorry. I didn't mean to publicly in my. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Brooklyn Woodis is the winner. Yeah, gonna do that one more time. I gotta do it one more time. All right, I'm just telling him he's gonna have to do this again. We'd like to introduce the Augie Shankoni Memorial Award for male athletes. Would you please look to the screen and see who the nominees are?
The Augie Shankoni Memorial Award goes to the most outstanding male high school athlete in the Central Okanagan, as chosen by the Okanagan Central Schools Athletic Association. This year's finalists are David Milani. David Milani is a superstar, both on and off the field. This young athlete maintains a 90% academic average and works 2 jobs while still finding time to play sports. David helped lead Okanagan Mission Secondary's AAA senior boys soccer team to 2nd place in Valleys and is on track to make provincials with both the Quadruple A senior boys basketball and AAA Ultimate Frisbee team. With the little free time he has left, David volunteers as a referee and scorekeeper, is on the special events committee for his school's grad council, and also takes part in OKM's Leadership Excellence Program. Matteo Marin Rasmussen. Matteo is a busy young leader juggling a wide range of athletic commitments and volunteer positions. Matteo had the honor of being named the Immaculata Senior Boys Volleyball Team captain and plays on the school's basketball, ultimate frisbee, and volleyball teams. When not on the court, Matteo spends his time coaching grades 7 and 8 sports, holding a position on student council, and volunteering with the Knights of Columbus and ICC Parish Church. Walker Sedero. 2022 was undoubtedly Walker Sedero's year. His school volleyball team won the 2022 Provincial Championship, where Walker was named Provincial MVP. Walker also won bronze at the 2022 BC Provincial Championships, silver at Canadian Nationals, and was named Volleyball BC Team Captain All-Star at the 2022 Canada Cup. From one court to another, basketball is Walker's other passion and is the go-to player when the going gets tough. Off the court, Walker is a volleyball coach and a TA for his school's leadership class. Walker's hard work is paying off, as he will be playing volleyball for Thompson Rivers University this fall.
The nominees. And who would ever suggest that athletics are not a phenomenal underpinning for scholastic achievement and for being a good citizen? Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of the August Oconee Memorial Award for the most outstanding male high school athlete is Walker Sedero. Walker, congrats. Paul, thank you very much. So we're going to take a half a minute here and recognize the awards steering committee. Not an easy thing to do and takes a significant amount of time. They oversee and coordinate the awards program. And included in their number is City Councillor Maxine DeHart, right here. Committee Chair Ellen Belkey. Ellen, are you here tonight? I hope so. Oh, somebody pointing. Okay, thank you. Adam Schubel. Wayne Moore. Hey, Wayne. Dan Rogers, Karen Graham, Bob Burge, and Lorraine Iwanis. Congratulations, and we thank you all for your contribution in putting this evening together. Oh, and along with that is the guy behind me here, city staff Craig Campbell, Clint McKenzie, Mariko Siggers, and Jim Gabriel, all within the City Hall organization working with those others putting this all together. Congratulations. All right, sports. We will continue with sports for a moment. I love this city because there is nothing that you can want to do from an athletic endeavor that you can't find a place to do it, whether it's that thwack, 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 the people at the pickleball court. Got you for a minute there, didn't I? Whether it's recreation or elite or on the court or in the water. Are we really going to get a 25-meter pool? Thank you. Put a smile on my face. I'm a swimmer. I love 25-meter pool. There is something for everyone to get out and enjoy. So let's start with recognizing the athletic teams who excelled in 2022. Female Male Athlete of the Year, awarded to the athlete that brought the greatest amount of recognition to Kelowna in the 2022 season. This category is sponsored by the Peyton and Dylan Budd Memorial Fund. Tom Budd is right here in the house. Tom, would you come up and help present these awards, please? So we have 3 talented female athlete finalists. Let's meet them right now.
In 2022, these top female athletes dazzled both the national and world stage. Here's a look at Kelowna's Female Athletes of the Year for the 48th Annual Civic and Community Awards. Thea Hansen. Raised in Kelowna, Thea Hansen has represented our city in a big way as a member of the Canada Women's National Basketball Team. In 2022, Thea was named to Team Canada to compete at the Commonwealth Games, where she took home a gold medal and recorded 20 points and 23 rebounds in 6 games. Thea was also named to Team Canada for the 2022 FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup and is a senior carded member of the Women's National Basketball Program. Thea currently plays for and attends the University of Oregon. Kanani Kuhn. Kanani Kuhn is one of the top female high school basketball players in the country. She was selected to participate in the Canleats All-Canadian All-Star Game in Toronto, has been part of the National Targeted Athlete Program for the past 3 years, and was one of 20 athletes chosen for the U16 Junior National Team. As a member of the Enoch Cree Nation and the Zawa Denu First Nation, Kanani was selected to represent BC in the North American Indigenous Games and was awarded the Premier's Award for Indigenous Youth Excellence in Sport. Kanani will soon be attending the University of California, Santa Barbara, where she will pursue her basketball career and work towards a law degree on full scholarship. Anya Pemberton. At just 19 years of age, Anya Pemberton has already made a big impression. Selected to the Canadian national team's Next Gen Beach Volleyball program, Anya has a bright future ahead of her. In 2022, Anya took first place in the inaugural Calgary Open Beach Volleyball Tournament and $5,000 in prize money, which she shared with her beach partner. Anya now attends Arizona State University, where she plays with the Sun Devils, competing in every match since her freshman year, and working towards a degree in neuroscience. When she is back home in the Okanagan, Anya seizes every opportunity to mentor and coach younger athletes.
Who has the time? U of Cal may be where she's going, but right now she's here in the house. The 22 recipient for the Female Athlete of the Year goes to Kanani Kuhn. Kanani Kuhn. Ladies and gentlemen, Kanani Kuhn. The next award is the Male Athlete of the Year. So let's meet the 3 finalists right now.
The 48th Annual Male Athlete of the Year Award recognizes those who brought the greatest amount of recognition to Kelowna through sport in 2022. Here's a look at the finalists. Justin Towell. As team captain of the UBCO men's golf team, Justin Towell is a leader in his sport. Justin helped his team achieve 4th place, as well as 1 individual gold at the Canada West Championships. In 2022, Justin made a big impression in the golf community as one of the only amateur players to qualify in the Mackenzie Pro Tour event. Placed in the top 10 at the Western Washington Invitational, and placed 17th at the BC Golf Amateur Championship, which qualified him to play at the Canadian Amateur Tournament. Sebastian Manuel. In 2022, Sebastian Manuel overcame adversity and ranked as the #1 high school volleyball athlete in the province. Despite suffering a season-ending finger fracture and undergoing 2 reconstructive surgeries, Sebastian collected several MVP awards, was named Provincial and National All-Star, and secured the Provincial Championship title. Sebastian was also unanimously selected as the Varsity Letters High School Volleyball Player of the Year and represented BC at the Canada Summer Games. Sebastian is a starter for the UBCO Heat men's volleyball team and was recently named to the Canada West All-Rookie team. Dustin Little. Dustin Little is not only a kickboxing athlete, but also a role model for troubled youth. Dustin has overcome many obstacles and challenges in his life, from growing up in an abusive home to struggling with addiction, but he doesn't let his past define him. Instead, Dustin uses his struggles as motivation. In 2022, Dustin set his sights on joining the Canadian K1 kickboxing team. After months of intense preparation, he traveled to Brazil to compete at the World Association of Kickboxing Associations competition and was crowned the 2022 Pan American silver medalist.
Ladies and gentlemen, the athlete of the year, male, is Sebastian Manuel. Ladies and gentlemen, Sebastian Manuel. So the reality is that every great athlete, and you've met a few of them either in the video or here personally tonight, they need coaches. They need people to work with them. So the next award is the Coach Sport Administrator of the Year. The Bob Giordano Memorial Award honors an individual who has contributed significantly to amateur sport. It recognizes the effort that represents Bob's own dedication to organizing athletes in this community, in our city, in Kelowna. Would Kirk Penton please come up? He's a board member of the Sports Selection Committee and will help present that award. Kirk, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, now let's have another look at the video. Who built the videos, by the way? They did a phenomenal job. Mark from State of Mind. Mark, if you're here tonight, phenomenal work. Well done. So let's meet the finalists in the Coach Sport Administrator of the Year category.
The Bob Giordano Memorial Award is for those who step up to the plate in our community with dedicated voluntary service to sports. Here's a look at some of the top coaches and sport administrators for 2022. Travis Miller. In 2022, Travis Miller guided the Okanagan Sun football team to a perfect 14-0 record, culminating in a national championship in his first season as head coach. Travis, who played for the Suns from 2005 to 2009, was promoted from his previous role as O-line coach and offensive coordinator in April 2022, and 9 months later, he led the team to their first national title in 22 years. Alongside his full-time job, Travis spends over 40 hours a week with the team and stays involved in community events, as well as finding billet families to help support out-of-town players. Ben Halsell. Without Ben Halsell, the water polo scene in Kelowna would look a lot different. Ben has made an incredible impact in the water polo community, from welcoming new players to working with seasoned veterans of the sport, and works tirelessly to provide an inclusive environment that is open to all. Ben elevated the local water polo club from grassroots to an organized level. His passion for water polo and vision to make Kelowna a hub for this sport is unflinching, and he has led the club with integrity, organization, and kindness. Trevor Hoheim. In his 30 years of coaching, Trevor Hoheim's passion for alpine ski racing has had an impact on the lives of hundreds of young athletes. As program director for the Big White Ski Club, Trevor's experience and leadership have been instrumental in scheduling and organizing races throughout British Columbia as a member of BC Alpine. Every year, Trevor handles the organization and planning of over 30 coaches and has helped build Big White Ski Club to be the second largest in BC, with over 200 athletes ages U8 to U16.
Ladies and gentlemen, three fabulous candidates. The 2022 recipient of the Bob Giordano Memorial Award goes to Trevor Hohan. Trevor. Thank you. Athletic Team of the Year. How do you pick? The Brian Cooling Memorial Athletic Team of the Year Award goes to, obviously, the team, amateur or professional, that has brought the greatest amount of recognition to Kelowna. We have three candidates in this category. Let's meet them now.
These three Kelowna teams smashed it out of the park in 2022. For the past 48 years, the Brian Cooling Memorial Award has recognized athletic teams who shine a positive light on our city. Here's a look at our finalists. Okanagan Sun Football Team. In 2022, the Okanagan Sun football team was unstoppable, ranked number 1 all season, and the first team in Canadian Junior Football League history to go 14-0. The Okanagan Sun picked up their 16th BCFC championship and 3rd Canadian Bowl championship. With 29 of this year's players calling Kelowna home, the Okanagan Sun have brought pride and national recognition to our city. The team also helped raise over $32,000 for the BC Burn Fund, helped run the U18 Canada Football Cup, and supported multiple community groups throughout the year. Okanagan Mission Secondary Senior Girls Volleyball Team. Ranked number 1 in the province for most of the season, the OKM Quadruple A Senior Girls Volleyball Team fought their way to the top, beating their rivals and winning the provincial championship title. Despite being new to the division, they picked up an unprecedented number of championship titles and gold medals as they toured across BC. In 2022, the team achieved silver at the UBC Invitational Tournament, UBCO Volleyball Tournament, and the Coyote Classic Volleyball Tournaments, gold at the Best of the West Volleyball Tournament, and were named champions at the Okanagan Valley Zones. Kelowna Secondary School Boys Volleyball Team. The KSS AAA Senior Boys Volleyball Team made history in 2022, becoming the first team to capture the UBC, TRU, UFV, KSS Best of the West, Okanagan Valley Championships, and Provincial High School Volleyball Championships titles in a single season. Undefeated all season, 45 wins and 0 losses, the team captured the provincial championship by winning 7 consecutive matches, including victories over other ranked teams in the province. Thanks to their efforts, the senior boys team repeated as AAA Boys High School Volleyball Provincial Champions for the first time in the history of the sport at KSS.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a tough category. However, the Team of the Year, the award goes to the Okanagan Sun. The whole team is here. Ready for another year, boys? Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, the Okanagan Sun. What was that song? I felt the earth move under my feet. Something like that. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have to, make some acknowledgments. And we'd like to acknowledge all of the sponsors who have a lot to do with this awards program. Central Okanagan Foundation, Kelowna Community Resources, Fortis BC, Peters, your independent grocer, the University of British Columbia, Okanagan, Crow Mackay, LLP, the Peyton and Dylan Budd Memorial Fund, Bell Media, which is my home, AM 1150, Mark of Distinction, and Castanet. If you would, a round of applause for the people who have made it work. It's also important to acknowledge the selection committees that put in an unbelievable amount of time to bring all of the selections together. There are 5 different selection committees for the various award categories. Each committee devotes their time to reviewing all of the nomination submissions. And again, you need to remember, these 5 or these 3 or whatever, but in some categories, the nominations were extensive. Huge time commitment by those individuals. They reviewed all of the nomination submissions, then meeting to make some very tough decisions, as you can see. And all committee members are listed in your program. You've each got a program that you picked up at the door. Their names, and it's extensive, are in the back of the program. The next award celebrates environmental leadership in our community. It is sponsored by Peter's Independent Grocer. Peter Boyd, the franchise owner, is not able to be here tonight, but Shanice Lawrence, his chief financial administrator, is here to present on his behalf. So, Shanice, if you'd come up. I think we're all becoming a little more aware of environmental categories for just about any part of our collective life or lives. It's just reality. We're dealing with some tough things in front of us. So the Champion for the Environment Award is awarded to an individual or a business for their outstanding environmental leadership, setting the pace, taking the chance, being just a little bit different, or an innovator. Anyway, anything in those kinds of ways that benefit the city of Kelowna. Here are the Champion for the Environment Awards. Meet them now.
Each year, the Champion for the Environment Award, as part of the Civic Awards, helps to recognize a Kelowna business or individual whose actions and achievements have shown outstanding environmental leadership or innovation, having a direct benefit on our community. Here's the finalists. Alicia Height. Alicia Height is the proud owner of Chickpeace Planet, a zero-waste refillery in Kelowna. Chickpeace's mission is to save the planet and make sustainable living affordable and accessible. Staying true to this mission, Alicia and her team diverted over 90,000 pounds of organic waste from the landfill and saved over 220,000 single-use plastics in 2022. Always looking for ways to support her community, Alicia also created a compost drop-off program and a community kitchen for small food producers. Alicia is a shining example of what it looks like to live sustainably and to protect Mother Earth. Robert Stupka. Robert Stupka is the first to get involved, organize, and speak up for environmental stewardship. He has contributed his sustainability expertise to numerous projects, including Imagine Kelowna, Kelowna's 2040 Official Community Plan, and more. Robert also created and got approval for the 58-unit Birch Estates Deep Energy Retrofit project, and helped assemble a multi-sectoral team for a Big White community-wide energy efficiency project. Robert is truly an environmental advocate for our community. The Wilden Group. The Wilden Group, in partnership with multiple organizations, created Wilden Living Lab Project, a local initiative focused on the construction of energy-efficient homes and low-carbon heating solutions. In 2022, construction of Wilden's third research home was completed, helping Okanagan College students and local contractors learn about green construction technology and sustainable building practices. Wilden Group also provided funding towards UBC's sustainable home building research and have invested in fire mitigation in the Wilden neighborhood for 5 years in a row.
Ladies and gentlemen, your nominees. The 2022 champion of the environment is Robert Stupka. Shanice, thank you for coming up, and Robert, congratulations to you. I'm uncertain what this next part of this evening happens, or how it happens. It's the annual volunteer salute. Having never been here, I don't know what I just introduced. But I'm introducing the annual volunteer salute. Dorothy Burker is coming to the stage. She, of course, is KCR, Kelowna Community Resources, to give the annual volunteer salute. Good evening. Good morning.
I know you're thinking I'm going to do magic. I don't mean to scare you. No. So, Phil.
Yes.
Every year we do a salute to volunteers. And every year it's sort of my, well, in the last few years it's been my role, to bring a little bit of light and levity to the night. Would you go to my table? Oh, sorry. I was just saying to Phil that usually it's my role to bring a little shtick and a little comedy to the night. I totally feel upstaged. He's been making us chuckle all night long, for goodness sake. You've been doing a great job, Phil. Thank you very much. So yes, my name is Dorothy Burker. I work with KCR Community Resources. I lead the community services team where we get to host the Volunteer Center for the Central Okanagan. Thank you, Laura. And this part of the evening is usually just a light moment to reflect a little bit about what volunteers mean and how they impact our communities. So, as you know, this is National Volunteer Week. I'm assuming you know, but if you don't, now you do. And it's the one year, like the Civic Awards, the one time that we sort of set aside to recognize the people that make such a huge impact in our community, that make a phenomenal difference. I was trying to use my phone instead because of the lights, but it may not work. Anyways, this year, the theme is Volunteers Weave Us Together. I brought a little tapestry to show you, because I really, oops, thank you for your help, Craig. Because I really can't think of a better analogy, actually, for volunteers and how they make our communities richer. Volunteers willingly share their time and lives to make the world a better place. Sorry for my slowness. They willingly share their time and lives to make the world a better place, and day by day, action by action, deed by good deed, they make a difference. They make an impact that reverberates around the community and enriches thousands and thousands of lives. I've told you about the theme. So let's explore this idea of weaving the community together. When you weave things together, you take a single strand of something and you interlock it, interweave it, connect it, and lace it together to create a new whole entity. It may be a vessel, or it may be a tapestry like this that tells the story of a community. It's a social fabric
that volunteers weave. That's there to catch people in the safety net. I think about the hundreds and hundreds of hours donated by volunteers to make sure they can answer the call when someone calls the crisis line, for example. I think about the friendly helpers at hospitals and care homes. I think about the people that run shelters, the volunteers that are friendly faces that run shelters and support community there. And it's a social fabric that celebrates with us at festivals and events, nights like tonight when we have the Kelowna hostesses here to help us and greet us and inform us and help smooth the evening out for us. It's a social fabric that makes people fundraise critical dollars to run programs and provides direct support to people in need. It's a social fabric that takes up people's passion and unites them to bring about change in things like diversity, equity, and social justice. And the beauty of the weave is that every small piece truly matters. So when you look at the tapestry in front of me, every color, every strand makes a difference. And you need the ones that are invisible, and you need the ones that are visible. And we're very fortunate in our community to have both of those volunteers stepping in and creating our social fabric. When we lose a thread in a woven material, what happens? It frays. And our fabric literally starts to unravel. So God forbid that it would happen if we lost our volunteers and the collections and the connections they weave. How would your life be impacted? Consider the volunteers at your children's or grandchildren's schools. What about the sports fields? We've celebrated the athletes tonight, the coaches, the linesmen, the people that are driving them there, the people that are driving to the different communities to help those athletes achieve and to get there. That couldn't be done without the volunteers. What about the boards of nonprofit organizations that provide stewardship, that provide governance, that provide leadership? Hundreds of nonprofit organizations in this community would not be able to exist without the volunteer directors that sit on the boards and provide that. And here's the one thing that I really can't understand. We have volunteers at KCR that do people's taxes. Like, honestly, that one befuddles my mind. But it does. There's volunteers at KCR, there are volunteers at Okanagan College, and at different organizations throughout the community that actually help people collect the information for their taxes and gets the taxes done. Because for somebody that is struggling and not able to get their taxes filed, they also lose the benefits that they so desperately need. So that is a job that I think, you'll know I'll never volunteer for that one, but it's just amazing. Sorry, my phone closed down. And then I wanted to also just bring up about the volunteers that we learned about tonight. You know, the people that helped them make the selection committees, the people that nominated, the people that helped to run the organizations that make it possible for everyone to succeed. It all wouldn't be possible without the volunteers that are the backbone of those organizations. And so if you've had a shuddering moment thinking about what happens if we lose the volunteer that connects us and weaves us together, please join me in standing up and yes, do stand. And proudly and loudly, we're going to give 3 cheers to the volunteers. So, Phil, Craig can help me. Phil, you do it. Ready? Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Thank you very much.
The reality of life in this city, the reality of life in any city, town, village, valley, whatever, if there were no volunteers, life would come to an unbelievable grinding halt. It is the volunteers that are the lifeblood of our society. It is the volunteers who make things go. Thank you, Dorothy. Appreciate it. We're now going to go to the Corporate Community of the Year Awards. Kelowna Community Resources, KCR, are the sponsors of that. Laura Turnier is here. She's the past board president for the KCR Community Resources. Also, an associate dean of Okanagan School of Business at Okanagan College. She's going to come up here to help present this award. The awards are judged based on a business commitment. Thank you. The awards are judged on a business commitment to the community and in the ways that they encourage employee volunteerism. Here are this year's Corporate Community of the Year finalists. Let's go to the videotape.
Kelowna's Corporate Community of the Year does more than just good business. These organizations made great strides in contributing to our city in 2022 through fundraising initiatives, employee volunteerism, and financial contributions, helping our overall community thrive. Here are the finalists. Interior Savings Credit Union. Interior Savings Credit Union keeps local money working local by investing 3% of earnings in community programs. In 2022, they supported multiple Kelowna nonprofits through donations and grants, gave bursaries to students, supported social enterprises, and donated time through their employee volunteer program. Committed to uplifting local students, they created the Interior Savings $1 Million Bursary Program, which awards up to $1,000 bursaries to members pursuing post-secondary education. Save on Foods. 2022 was a busy year for Save on Foods. Through their efforts and volunteer commitments, they supported numerous fundraisers, including support for local mental and physical health care providers. Save on Foods also collaborated with the Central Okanagan Food Bank to host BC-wide food drives, which altogether collected 23,000 pounds of food and raised $11,300 for the food bank. Committed to their community, they also diverted over 140,000 pounds of salvageable food from the landfill for donation to the food bank's hamper program. Modern Pure Air. In 2022, Modern Pure Air played a significant role in bringing the first fully inclusive playground to the Okanagan, serving as the official charitable partner of Julia's Junction Inclusive Playground and donating $40,000 through the Pure Kids Foundation. Modern Pure Air has also provided boardroom space for ASL class in support of Kelowna's Deaf and Hard of Hearing program. You will often find their team volunteering to collect clothing, providing meals, and participating in local fundraisers and events. Modern Pure Air continues to give back to the community, raising $150,000 for local charities.
Ladies and gentlemen, so who is the 2022 Corporate Community of the Year Award winner? It is, drumroll please, Interior Savings Credit Union. Ladies and gentlemen, Interior Savings Credit Union, the 2022 Corporate Community of the Year. Laura, thank you. All right. Dustin Balcom. He's with the board of the directors for the Central Okanagan Foundation. Didn't have far to go. Good to see you. The Central Okanagan Foundation Volunteer Organization of the Year is awarded to the volunteer organization that has provided outstanding community service, has a direct benefit to the residents of Kelowna, and will receive a check for $3,000 that'll be presented to the recipient on behalf of the Central Okanagan Foundation. So, let's go to the videotape and meet the finalists for this year's Volunteer Organization of the Year.
The The Central Okanagan Foundation's Volunteer Organization of the Year provides outstanding community services in the nonprofit sector. The recipient of this award will receive a $3,000 donation from the Central Okanagan Foundation. The finalists that did incredible work in the community in 2022 are Kelowna Sunrise Rotary Club. Over the 2022 holiday season, Kelowna Sunrise Rotary Club hosted their second annual Seasons of Giving calendar fundraiser in support of the KGH Foundation and the Child Advocacy Center of Kelowna. They raised $194,000 with all proceeds donated back into the Kelowna community. The club also recently provided funding to the Bridge Youth and Family Services to purchase a van and upgraded flooring for the Southern Interior Rotary Cancer Lodge at the KGH campus. Central Okanagan Food Bank. The Central Okanagan Food Bank provides an essential service to those who suffer from food insecurity. In 2022, they served 5,500 individuals a month, provided 16,000 snack packs to children and youth, supplied 3,000 hampers to multiple transitional and supportive housing units, and supported 98 Ukrainian refugee families. The Central Okanagan Food Bank also expanded their local programs to ensure no one in our community goes without. Hall Family Foundation. In 2022, the Hall Family Foundation built Hall Crossing, a haven of 28 townhouse apartments and an extensive community center for women and children fleeing domestic violence. Hall Crossing welcomed 28 women and 49 children into their new homes on April 1, 2022. Built at zero cost to the community, with no rent or mortgage applicable, rents are kept affordable and operates the site from rental income and donations, allowing the community to direct any surplus dollars towards resident and child support, programming, and trauma therapy.
Ladies and gentlemen, three phenomenal nominees that each one of them has a big place to play in our community. But I have to say this, given where I work and the things that I do, if you somehow have food bank attached to what you do, people who work in our food banks these days are pushed to the wall. They are bending at every turn. And ladies and gentlemen, the award tonight goes to the Central Okanagan Food Bank. Make them welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Make them welcome. For the camera. Ladies, congratulations, Central Okanagan Food Bank. And Dustin, we thank you. Want to say thank you to Fortis BC. For they continue to be the sponsor for the Fred Macklin Sarah Donalda Treadgold Memorial Award. This goes to the Citizen of the Year. And here to present this award from Fortis BC is Shelley Martins. She is the Community and Indigenous Relations Manager for the Shuswap Nicola Okanagan Similkameen. Good evening. Let's go to the big screen again and meet the nominees for Citizen of the Year.
The Fred Macklin and Sarah Donalda Treadgold Memorial Award annually recognizes a Kelowna citizen for their overall outstanding voluntary contributions. These three incredible individuals in our community are this year's finalists for Kelowna's Citizen of the Year. Matt August. Matt August is the visionary behind one of Kelowna's most well-known and anticipated fundraising events, the Okanagan Dream Rally. After a brief hiatus during the pandemic, the event returned in 2022, raising over $1.6 million for the KGH Foundation's Joanna's House and Ronald McDonald House charities. Besides his integral role in the creation of the Okanagan Dream Rally, Matt also dedicates his time by serving on the board of directors for the Central Okanagan Hospice Association. Matt's leadership in volunteerism and philanthropy is a legacy of inspiration. Kelly Hutchinson. Kelly Hutchinson is the type of volunteer that does a little bit of everything. As Vice President of the North Okanagan Labour Council, President of the Kelowna Kinsman Club, and former board member of the Kelowna Cycling Coalition, Kelly's volunteer efforts can be seen across the city, from expanding Kelowna Cycling Coalition's Bike Valet program, coordinating the National Day of Mourning Remembrance Day event, and bringing back the Kinsman Slow Pitch League after the pandemic. You can always count on Kelly to get involved. Derek Fuhr. Derek Fuhr's contribution to the success and growth of Kelowna's Motion Ball Marathon of Sports is immeasurable. Derek is the event director, and in 2022, the event raised $240,000 and saw over 400 attendees. Motion Ball Marathon of Sports is a flagship organization dedicated to raising funds for the Special Olympics Canada Foundation. In 2022, Derek's dedication to motion ball led him to campaign Big White and other sponsors to host the very first Winter Games event, which raised over $10,000.
Those are the nominees, ladies and gentlemen. Citizen of the Year. Just listen to that. Citizen of the Year. Derek Fuhr. Thanks, Charlie. So, when do some of the people who were up here already, or for instance, Derek Fuhr, Citizen of the Year, when does someone start deciding that they want to do something powerful in the community that ultimately, on a night like tonight, might see them being awarded Citizen of the Year? The Young Citizen of the Year award, to my mind, is the most anticipated category here tonight. You are going to be inspired by some of the young people that you're about to meet. The volunteer time, the dedication, the commitment that these young people, these teens makes Kelowna a better place to live. All the while doing this. Excellent grades. Well, I could never win this now, I know that. Excellent grades, are you kidding me? Excelling in the art or sports, all the while holding down a part-time job. These outstanding young people will receive a scholarship funding through the Peyton and Dylan Budd Memorial Fund. Each of them will receive $1,000. And the winner will get an additional $1,000 towards their post-secondary education, their post-secondary goals. Tom Budd, would you come up? Tom Budd is going to help with the presentation. The award is also sponsored by Chroma Kai. And we'd like to invite Nicole Karubi to come up to share the award presentation. Nicole, good to see you. Here are the three finalists in the Young Citizen of the Year Award.
This year's Young Citizens of the Year finalists will receive funding toward post-secondary goals thanks to the Peyton and Dylan Budd Memorial Fund Youth Scholarship. The 48th Annual Young Citizen of the Year finalists include Isabel Gramiak, In 2022, Isabel Gramiak was crowned Kelowna's Princess as a candidate in the Miss Kelowna Lady of the Lake program. Over the years, Isabel has participated in several pageants, where she has demonstrated her passion for empowering others and her accomplished oration skills. In addition to her ambassadorship commitments, Isabel volunteered for multiple local charities in 2022. At school, she is involved with the KSS Interact Club and was a student orientation leader. In addition to her volunteer commitments, Isabel is a dancer with Dolina Ukrainian Society, where she helped raise funds for Ukrainian relief efforts through local performance. Laduli Hewage. Laduli Hewage is a pillar of the Okanagan Mission Secondary student community. She goes above and beyond to empower her peers, pouring hundreds of hours into volunteer initiatives while working as a barista and maintaining high grades. As 2022 co-president of OKM Student Council, Laduli led several fundraising initiatives and served as team captain and participant chair for OKM's Relay for Life campaign. She is also the manager of the student-run nonprofit coffee shop Mission Roots Cafe, serves as a peer tutor, and is a member of several clubs and programs at OKM, including Leadership Excellence, Composting Club, and Rotary Interact Club. Liam Sisson. Liam Sisson is a busy young man, juggling and excelling at school, work, volunteering, and music studies. For the past 5 years, Liam has overseen finances, scheduling, marketing, training, and sourcing wholesale suppliers for OKM's Mission Roots Cafe. In 2022, he was chosen as one of 3 event chairs for the OKM Relay for Life, helping raise over $35,000 for cancer research. Liam is also the co-president of Student Council and one of 3 chairs of special events for Grad Council. Alongside all of this, Liam works as a tour guide and beekeeper and is an accomplished musician.
I gotta come back to something I said earlier tonight. Where the hell do they find the time? My God, this is just such a wonderful category. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2022 award for the Young Citizen of the Year, Liam Sisson. So, Leah Sisson is not here tonight, but Mom is. Liam is out on the road playing with his band. They are out on the road right now. So, Mom, congratulations for your boy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final award presentation of the night. It's the Anita Tozer Award. The Anita Tozer Memorial Award is given out by the City of Kelowna Council, is awarded to an individual or a group in recognition of an extraordinary and positive contribution to life in Kelowna. Helping to make that presentation tonight, His Worship the Mayor, Tom Dias. But we'd also like to... I've been staring at it. I kind of thought that we were going to work this in. Done. We'd also like to invite the Mayor and Kelowna councillors to come up to the stage to help make this special presentation of the Anita Tozer, and Al, come on up as well. Alan Tozer, her son, is here to join in the presentation. So this does go to an individual who has done some pretty extraordinary things in our city. Has worked very hard to make it a special place. We are living in a really crazy time, an unusual time, that everything is out of sync, everything is out of balance, and all we have to do is look at what's happening with the war between the Russians and Ukraine. It's an unbelievable time in our world, and none of us yet know how that is all going to play out. But there is a man that we're going to call up in a minute, but I'd like to invite the mayor to come forward for a couple of moments to talk about the Anita Tozer Memorial Award. Mr. Mayor, if you'd step up, please. Wasn't trying to steal your thunder.
Thank you, Phil. As Phil had mentioned, each year, Council has the honor of selecting an individual or group for the Anita Tozer Memorial Award. This is a special award bestowed upon someone who made an extraordinary and positive contribution to the quality of life in Kelowna. Over the past year and beyond, our Anita Tozer Award recipient has helped to bring local awareness about the war in Ukraine through more than 100 fundraising and community events. He has been fundraising and raising awareness about the ongoing conflict in Ukraine to provide humanitarian aid to those affected by the conflict. His organized events and worked with local organizations to raise money and collect supply for those in need in Ukraine. Tonight, myself, my council colleagues, want to acknowledge his dedication and commitment to helping his home country. And he has made a significant impact and inspired others to get involved in supporting Ukraine within our community. It is my honor, it is our council's honor to announce this year's Anita Tozer Memorial Award winner is Dennis Strogrozik.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't run into Dennis and you haven't heard about Kelowna Stands for Ukraine, we'd like to run a small video and honor the work by Dennis Grozchuk. Would you watch the video, please?
The Anita Tozer Memorial Award is a special award that is not open for public nominations. This award is bestowed by Kelowna's Mayor and Council to an extraordinary individual or group for their positive contribution to the quality of life in Kelowna. This year's Anita Tozer Memorial Award winner is Dennis Strogrozik. Dennis is co-founder and president of Kelowna Stands with Ukraine, a volunteer-led, nonprofit organization created during the very first days of the attack on Ukraine. Dennis was born in Kiev, Ukraine, and immigrated to Canada, settling in Kelowna in 2000. Since the beginning of the war, Dennis has dedicated himself to helping civilians and those on the front lines in Ukraine, raising the awareness of the country's dire situation through more than 100 fundraising and community events, and welcoming and assisting over 125 displaced Ukrainians and families who continue to arrive in the central Okanagan, fleeing their war-torn country. Dennis and his organization's dedication and commitment to the cause resonated with the community and led to many residents stepping up to help by volunteering, hosting, or donating money and supplies. Dennis and his team of volunteers continue to work tirelessly to bring support and hope to the people of Ukraine.
There's a sweet touch to this whole thing because he had no idea this was happening. His wife persuaded him that I wanted to do an interview with him after the evening was over, so he came down. But he had no idea. So Dennis, well done, my son. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to congratulate everyone who was a finalist in this year's awards, recipients. I think if you need a reminder that this is truly a special place to live, it happened over the last hour. Time after time after time after time, we're reminded that this place is different. It attracts people to come here to commit to the life of all of us in this community, and it has been certainly a pleasure to watch and see and meet some of the recipients tonight. I'd like to encourage everyone to take a stroll over to Jim Stewart Park after April the 29th, where this year's Civic Award recipients are going to be proudly displayed all year long over at the Jim Stewart Park. So that's where the awards that were here or that are here tonight are going to be on display. On behalf of the sponsors, I'd like to thank you all for being here, for your wild and enthusiastic applause. I mean, the reality is for those people who are walking up here, that just lifts them right out of their shoes. The Civic Award recipients are going to be proudly displayed all year long. We'd like to thank you for being here. The presenters, thank you for coming up. The contributors, in many ways, large and small. And I hope that you will be inspired when you hear that the nominations are being accepted for next year's award. Because I will bet you that as you're sitting there and you're listening to the itemized list of some of the nominees, in the back of your brain you're thinking, why wasn't blank nominated? Well, maybe they were. But the reality is when you hear that the nominations are open, for goodness sake, if you know somebody right there in the back of your thinker noggin, nominate them. Please. I hope this inspires you. I'd like to remind the finalists, don't forget to pick up your gift on the tables near the entrance. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Thank you.
You've been watching the 48th Annual Kelowna Civic Awards, a presentation of Shaw Spotlight.